Hello there, my creative friend. It's Alicia, your fellow digital product Etsy seller, here today to talk all things Etsy listing images. All right, so I have a question for you. Have you been looking at your Etsy listing images on a mobile device lately and thought something's a little bit different here? Well, you're not alone. In fact, I've been through the same, and today I'm here to share some important updates with you. Changes that might make you rethink the way that you create your Etsy listing images. So, if you're excited to learn more, let's go ahead and dive on in. Now, you may remember in a previous video when I told you to create your Etsy listing images in a landscape view. Well, guess what? Etsy has been making some big changes in the way that they are displaying images, specifically for mobile devices. So, a few weeks ago, Etsy had been rolling out some changes, which means that their preference for images is shifting towards a square or portrait format. But here's the catch: it's only happening on mobile devices. On desktop, everything is just as it was. Now, does this mean that they're going to crop your images? No, it just means that your images might look a little funky. So let me show you. So as you can see here on the screen, if we are scrolling through a mobile device, these Etsy listing images, these first thumbnail images, are actually looking as normal. They are actually looking like a landscape view. These are digital products, so it's going to say digital download just at the bottom there. But if we go ahead and have a look into one of these listings, you can see here that the actual Etsy listing image will actually change and modify depending on what the actual Etsy listing image size is. In this case, these listing images, like a lot of Etsy sellers, are in a landscape view, giving you that top and bottom, that grey banner effect on both the top and bottom like you've seen here. Now, if we go ahead and have a look at another example, this example here of one of my friends, this is one of my friend's products. You can see here that the image is actually a square format. Now, because it's a square format, it's going to obviously show it so that it doesn't have that top grey and on the top and the bottom. But those icons actually take away some of the text. So you just want to keep in mind that as well. So when you are displaying your images, you want to make sure that those little icons there at the top aren't going to overlay on top of your actual Etsy listing image itself. So as you can see here, the actual thumbnail image isn't changed, but here we go again. Here's another example, and you can see that top and bottom banner, because now for mobile at least, they are actually wanting you to use that square format. So if you want to use up more real estate, it might be worth updating or creating new Etsy listing images to actually suit that new modification. So as you can see here in my own Etsy shop, I went ahead and actually duplicated one of my Etsy listing images to actually demonstrate how you can use the portrait style so that you are using more real estate of the screen. And then I have specifically tried to eliminate any text at the top there so that those icons aren't covering the actual Etsy listing images. Here is an example of one of my old listings that has the more landscape view. And as you can see here, it's not as effective in my opinion. I actually prefer that portrait style or the square style, and it just shows off more of your product and it gives the customer more to look at. So there's an example of my own Etsy shop so that you have a better idea on how that looks on mobile. Okay, so if you are like me, you're probably thinking, what does this mean for my shop? So like you saw here in those examples, I went ahead and did some of the testing myself. I duplicated one of my listings and played around with the images. And I found that that portrait style really does rule on mobile. More space, more visibility, but it is more work too. I understand that. So do you need to update all of your current listings? Well, that depends on the shop and how many listings you have. If you have hundreds and hundreds of listings, maybe not. Try keeping them as is and see where Etsy takes it in the future. Currently, they're not cropping the photos. They're only, like you saw on the screen, they're adding the top and that bottom grey banner. But if you do want to stand out amongst the rest of your fellow sellers, it might be worth the effort. It is a bummer, but trust me, it is worth it. And don't worry, because I have got your back. Inside of my free resource hub, the Etsy Sellers Hub, I have actually updated the templates that I have available for both the square and portrait formats. So you can go ahead and choose whatever you like for free. Okay. I'm going to jump on over to the Etsy Sellers Hub now so you can go and have a look at what that looks like. So to go ahead and access your free Canva templates, the square, portrait, and landscape Etsy listing image Canva templates, all you need to do is log into the Etsy Sellers Hub. If you haven't been in the Etsy Sellers Hub for a while, you'll notice that the branding has been updated, but you just want to navigate to your dashboard, then scroll on down and keep scrolling until you find the Etsy listing images. Here we go. So the Etsy listing image templates, go ahead and click on that one. Open that one up and scroll on down until you find the buttons to download your templates. So here we've got the square template, the portrait style, and the landscape style. So if I go ahead and click on the square, it'll open up a Canva template where you can go ahead and use that. So to use it, all you need to do is just go use template and that'll open it up in your account. To download the portrait style, you can just go ahead and click here to open that one. And then to download the landscape, just go ahead and click that one and it'll open it up in your Canva account to do so. To access the Etsy Sellers Hub, all you need to do is click the link in the description box below and it will take you to a sign up page where you can sign up for the Etsy Sellers Hub or log back in if you are already a member. Okay, I will catch you in the next video. Bye for now.